Okay, you live there?
Yep.
Why don't I was like, you ready, Michael?
It's going live. 3.
Make sure it's recording on both live and standing.
Yeah, I saw it. I just did it.
You good?
And you live here.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man Simeon with the Simeon Henderson Show. We've been traveling lately. We did the Jesse White Tumblers with Walk Women in the Soul Children. We were out at M&I Credit Center. I did Waka Flocka, and I did the ABFF joint. We've been traveling and moving around. Now we're back in the studio. I got a fun show set up for you today. I'm casual today. I'm being symbolic, as you can see, because I got 2 of my brothers here. That's right. You saw the intro and the commercial. The cues invade the Simeon Henderson Show today. That's why I got all this blue and white up, so they can realize that they in my territory. No, but I got my brothers here. We're gonna have a good show today. I hope you guys are getting ready for the new year, getting ready to bring it in. I want to let everybody know I will be doing a New Year's Eve celebration, an industry New Year's Eve celebration, hosted by Corey Hendricks from The Shy. We have live performances by Sino, comedian Mo Partoe. We have Darlin doing poetry, and a host of other people. Will have food, champagne toast. It's gonna be really nice. I want you guys to make sure when you see the link, you go and get your tickets. We're gonna have a good time. I just wanna let you know I've been having a good time. It's been a little stressful for me lately because I've been busy, which is a good thing. But sometimes you gotta take a step back and you have to refuel and recharge so you can go forward and be at your best. But with that being said, I want to get right into the show. No holds barred. We're going live tonight with my man Frederico and Messiah Equiano right here on the Simeon Henderson Show. And we're going to kick it off. We're going to kick it off with some one-on-one personal interviews with the guys. And then we're going to finish it up with the Greek night talk. What about Greek life? Is it good? Is it bad? Does it help you? We need to know. So we're in the studio. It's live. You might hear some people in the background. We're going to get them to be quiet, and we're going to keep it moving. And I want to introduce my man, the one and only Mr. Frederick Paul Williams. Come on in, brother. Come on in. How you feeling, man?
Well, man.
What's up? You looking good? Can I get that chair for my man? So here we go.
Yeah.
So Fred, looking fresh as usual. The man, the letters on the man's sweater matches shoe. That's Fred, and the hat. So man, Fred, I've been knowing you now, man. Dang, maybe almost 15 years. As you would say, 15. About 15 years. Fred is one of the coolest dudes I know, and I'm not being funny. He is one of the coolest dudes I know. But what I want, Fred, I want people to understand who you are. I don't think a lot of people know where you started out in this whole entertainment stuff. I think you started off in radio or something like that, right?
Well, yeah, radio is in my history, but I guess the initial start was voiceover.
Right.
I started doing voiceover about 18 years ago, somewhere in that area. Took the instruction, which then ended up by way, Clear Channel, iHeart, on air with my man Tony Schofield, and I used to come over after Hurricane on B103.
Right.
It was quite a journey,
Right.
It was a lovely time for me. And then I kind of progressed into acting. I started taking classes after they fired me the first time.
So check this out. I want to go back a little bit because you just spit out a lot. I want to go back. You told me a story about how you first got on air. I thought it was funny as hell, but I thought it was one of the coolest stories I ever heard. You got on air just by being there and practicing, right?
Yeah, so at the time I was selling shoes at Nordstrom, and my man Tony Schofield asked me to come in and do some voices for him, some different voices for various skits and different accents or whatever. And I came and started doing that for him, and then I just started coming every day. He said, "Man, you coming tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah." I just came the next day. I kept coming. I eventually just quit my job at Nordstrom. I was doing a little investing in real estate, so I just quit cold turkey. And I was going there every day. I was going there for about a year and a half, almost 2 years.
So you put in work.
Yeah, without even, I wasn't even on the staff.
Right.
I didn't even have a key card. You
So
know.
you had to get let in the joint.
Correct. I
They
just had to
let
get
you
let
in.
in there. But they knew me. They saw me so much. Saw me with Schofield. That's usually how I got in or whatever. You
Right.
know. Shout out Tony Schofield, my man Young Lee,
Tone.
Tommy Black, our old crew, man. You know what I'm saying? The afternoon drive, the right radio. But yeah, so it was about a year and a half, man. I didn't even have a key card.
Mhm.
You know, I remember was going to an air check, man, with Chris Kelly. You know, rest her soul, Miss Chris Kelly. And she was like, "FM, do you work here?" And I was like, "No." She said, "You can't be on air." You know what I mean? So I used to be in the background laughing.
Mhm.
You know, just kind of kept it going that way. But I still kept going every day. About a year and a half later, you know, Chris Kelly called me in again and said, "Do you work?" I was like, "No." She said, "Would you like to?" So then she hired me as a board op.
Right.
And I started working the board, man. And then from there, man, that's how I got my own opportunity. I got through the news one time for Drea. She was pregnant on a maternity leave, if you will. And then it progressed into there. And Derek Brown, you know, program director over
Right.
there at iHeart still
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
You know, he offered me to come on after Hurricane. Well, no, he asked me to fill in for Casper.
That's what I want you to get to.
Yeah, he asked me to fill in
What
for
was that?
Casper.
So everybody know Casper, the cha-cha slide.
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
left.
Take it back,
Take it back
y'all.
now. How old is Casper?
Man, I don't know, man. He's a tad older than me.
And he's
Young
still
money
doing the cha-cha
getting it.
slide.
Yeah,
Moving.
yeah.
I think I saw him grip his hip one time. But no, anyway, but that's what I wanted to say. What was that like? Something you told me something about Casper when then you had to fill in for him.
Yeah, you know, he was gonna be gone, and Derek Brown asked me, could I fill in? You know, that was just shortly after doing the news, and I said, yeah. And I did it, and you know, I guess I fared well. I still had a lot to learn, but
Right.
I guess he saw the raw talent. I was still rough around the edges, and they gave me an opportunity. And so, you know, I did that. And he said, man, he asked me to do it again. And then he asked me, would I come on after Herb Kent, like permanently? And that's what I did for some time. You know, I came on right
What
after
was
Herb
your
Kent every
intro?
Sunday.
What was your intro?
What you mean?
When you
When
came
I
on
came
the
on the
radio?
air?
Yeah.
No, I just used to let them know, man. Hey, you know,
Come on, man,
with,
stop
with
it.
the intro. I used to be on air. My name was FM.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's what they knew me as. But I didn't have a particular intro. What you getting
I'm
at?
trying to
Spit
get
it
the
out.
man. I'm trying to get the man to hit you with one of those soliloquies that he does.
Oh man, everybody. Well, you know, FM, the origination of it. You know, it's just short for Freddie Mac.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I used to get called in high school. You know what I mean? And then it kind of progressed in college. You know, they kind of, how do you say, morphed into Freddie Mac, Boss Pep, House Dog, any way you want to go, baby. That's what you aim at.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and
that's
if
kinda-
you heard what he just said, he just told you at one point in his life he was a pimp. Anyway,
We all got a little, you know, pimping in us, right?
Yeah.
You know, they say keep
I
it
don't.
pimping, you know?
I don't.
Not at all, huh?
No.
All right.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying that on TV.
It couldn't hurt you. You know what I mean? Another way to say pimping is, you know, your kung fu. It ain't
Yeah, there it
it's sort
is.
of a euphemism.
Yo,
It
cheat.
ain't necessarily, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got him on the track like that. You know what I mean?
So Fred, I want people to understand that you got some chops. So Fred has done. You did Jitney,
I did.
and
My
you
first
guys,
August
you guys
Wilson.
were up August Wilson. He did Jitney, but before we go to Jitney, we did Cat on the Hot Tin Roof
Sure did.
in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And you
yeah.
talk about dialogue heavy.
Yeah, it was
Woo,
very,
this
very
piece
much
was
so.
heavy. Kyle gave us the script, and I said, "Come on, man, you playing? It's a book."
Yeah, it was.
But we got in it, and I'm talking about grinding. You talking about so everybody, if you don't know, Cat on the Hot Tin Roof, all white cast
Initially,
with Paul
yeah.
Newman.
Yeah.
I was the young chocolate Paul Newman, and Frederico played my dad. They aged him just a little bit, and we were out in Arkansas, and we got out. But my thing about you and you having the chops, I noticed something about you a long time ago when we did Welcome to Shady Oaks, which was like the original.
Yeah, it was like a soap opera online kind of
And
demonstration.
it was kind of
Yeah.
like that show that's on right now on Fox.
Yeah, I played Big Smitty on
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I know what you're
And
referring to.
the man
The
came
big show
in.
they got.
The man came in playing a pretty much like a mob boss, and I mean he wrecked it. He took the script, which was written by Michael D. Vallet. He took the script and he just made it his. And we was sitting up in there like, this motherfucker finna shoot somebody for real. but man, what has the journey been like for you in the acting world? Because we know it's an up and down thing, and we know you got to put that work in. And you have to hit the pavement running. What was it like for you, just being able to stay focused? You know, because you've been married, you got kids. You know, you had two big old dogs. I was scared as hell of those old dogs. But what has it been like for you, just staying consistent and committed to the craft?
Well, I mean, that's a big part of it. And you say craft, and that's a very important word because that's what it is. It's a craft. And you have to learn it.
Right.
You have to, that's how you get the chops.
Yeah.
You have to study the craft. And that was the best thing I think I did. I committed to doing that.
Right.
I studied under a young man by the name of Morocco Omari. A lot of you may know
And
him.
I was sitting in classes with
who
you.
coincidentally was on
Yeah,
that show.
yep.
Who coincidentally was on that show on Fox that you speak
Yep.
of. And,
Weren't you on the show too?
No, I haven't.
I
I haven't done that one.
Okay, I think Messiah was on that one.
Yeah, Messiah has been on that, I believe.
Were you on Empire, Messiah? Oh, PD. He's on
Okay.
PD. All three of us have been on PD.
Yeah.
So go ahead and finish your thought with that.
Anything. So, I learned the craft. I spent the time and study under Rocco. He did the opportunity of teaching a class, man, and he only charged $25 a year.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? And actually, coincidentally, I'm about to do a class. Same thing,
Really?
man, for the most part. Yes, coming up, man. Give a sort of a workshop open house at the
And I'll promote
next
that
few
for you,
weeks.
too.
I'll certainly let you know, keep you in tune with all the details. But I learned the craft.
Right.
I learned the art of acting,
Yes.
and I put my best into getting that. It was something I always wanted to do. When I had the opportunity, I sunk my teeth in, and so from there, it's about the opportunity.
Yes.
I stayed grateful. Perspective. Life happens, man. Everybody, get married, unmarried, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm grateful for kids.
Yes.
And they're a big part of my life, but. I put the work in and I stayed at it. When the opportunities came, I put my best foot forward.
Right.
I learned it. One of the things that Morocco always says, and I adhere to it, man. Acting is great. Just don't get caught doing it.
Yeah,
You know what
man,
I
I
mean?
remember you say that.
Yeah, man, because it's so important. You want to live it. And so once I got the confidence to go forward in the craft, I just went at it, man. He used to film us each week.
Yeah.
And give us a critique. You got a tick. You're moving. Watch your eyebrows or something. And after I watched it one time, he had recorded me in class, and he had nothing. He didn't have any critique in class. He said, "Man, I got nothing. You just reeked of beer and cigarettes. I believe whatever I chose. I might have been, smoking or something with a country accent."
Yeah.
And so, what a big part of what gave me the confidence is when I looked at that particular tape that he said that about.
Yes.
Man, it wasn't me. That was
Right,
the first time I
that's-
looked
yeah.
on film. I was like, "That's not me."
Right.
And it amazed me a little bit. Like, man, I was that character.
Yes.
So that gave me a little confidence to go on, and I still study and I still learn. You want to be around like-minded people.
Yes.
If you build it, they'll come. And so that's what I've done, and I've stayed strong. And then we've gotten opportunities. For me at that time, Cat on the Hot Tin Roof was a big deal. You know what I mean? I played Big Daddy, which was played by Burl Ives, as you mentioned before, the original cast. And it was something I took on. You played my son Brick, of course, and we had some moments in that.
I'm much
And it's
younger
just
than
about
I'm much younger than Fred.
and that was a great opportunity
Yes,
for us,
yeah.
And as you know, in a situation like that, especially live theater's the essence. There's no retake. It's right there. Ain't no cut. Let's do it over. Whatever it is, and you give your best foot. We melded into that. So those last few performances came in, and they were really, really heavy.
Look, tell them how real it is. He tells this story, and I didn't even realize that I did this until Fred told somebody, and I was with him when he told somebody.
Yeah, Cal's got it on film somewhere. Shout out to Cal T. Miller, who actually directed and produced the Cat on the Hot Tin Roof. So we were in a scene. Whereas you were my son Brick, and you were on a crutch, and you were alcoholic, and I was admonishing you, but I really, I love you, was my favorite, and I was, getting at you about drinking, and how your football career, right?
Exactly.
Had kind of got sidetracked, and I was, being Big Daddy, and I was kind of at you, man, and I knocked you down. The singer called me to knock you down, and be your pops and be at you. And you had a drink in your hand. And man, by that time in the show, we had lathered up and got so into it. It's kind of action when you get knocked down. Not really, sort of doing it. And man, you fell down and your drink fell on the stage, and it just man twirled around, man, with the liquor still in it. You know what I mean, or whatever drink was in it. You know how it goes. And you grabbed it, man, before it fell off stage. It kept in the scene, and I was like, I was in my spirit. I was like, wow. But you got to keep going and stay in the moment. And it just made for good theater, man. We stayed in it, and it turned out really cool. That was a very cool moment.
And the reason that I mentioned that, guys, and I wanted Fred to explain that, is because so many people, they always say, "Oh, I can do that, and I can do that," but they don't understand when we talk about the craft and the work it takes. Because I was in classes with Fred, yourself, KO, me, D'Angelo Lyle, who's killing it out in LA. And all of us, at some point, we're teaching classes now. Shout out to Morocco, man, brother. Thank you for everything that you've ever done for us. And I've even had the opportunity to teach acting over internationally out in St. Martin's. And guys, what I'm saying is, when you're in it, and even with Messiah, we've done plays together. When you're in it, you have to be in it. You have to pick up your partner, support your partner, and you guys have to become so in sync. I'll never forget, I was in a play and forgot the lines. And David Shanks was in the play with me. And
Jay David.
And look, Jay David. And when we went off stage, we looked at each other like, what the was that? But nobody knew. And it was a brilliant scene.
Yeah.
But why was it a brilliant scene? Because we supported each other. We stayed in character. We knew what the character embodied. And that's what this is about, guys. It's about the work, no matter what you do. If you're an actor, if you're a doctor, if you're a teacher, a lawyer, whatever you do, you got to put the work in.
And you definitely got to stay in character. You know, it's not always about the lines. It's not about learning the lines. You know, there's a lot of things that aren't on that script. That's a big part of it. You know, where did you just come from? Where are you going? Yeah. You know, what are you thinking? So that allows you to kind of stay in the moment, and you know, your lines will save you, of course, but you definitely have to know that character all around, man. Oh, yeah, sometimes you do draw a blank up there. Yeah, so that's what's cool about theater. You get some acting tips right now. So if you're not paying attention, go back and watch it again. All right. But so Fred, I know, man, I know you, right? And the cool thing about you, what I noticed about you, any career that you choose, hobby that you choose, because your career is an actor and entertainer, but you know, sometimes we have to take on little side jobs and do things that we have to do. I've noticed anything that you've done, even before I met you, because we always talk, you've always been, whether you were selling furniture or you running one of the biggest breakfast spots on the north side of Chicago. Shout out
Batter and Berry. Shout out to the Q's. And but what I'm saying is, I see how you move with people, and that has given you success. And I'm saying that to say is, why is it so important? I always say people gotta like you, and then I scratch it and say, no, people gotta love you. Why do people have to love you? They gotta love who you are. They gotta love what you stand for. And they gotta love everything about you, and it'll take you far. And you mastered that.
Absolutely. Well, you know, when you say it like that, people think you may be being terse. You say people gotta love you. But like, nobody gotta love you. Whatever. But no, what you're saying is, man, you know, you gotta accept people for who they are.
Yes.
You know, I can only be the best me.
Yep.
You can only be the best you. So what choice do I have but to accept you for who you are? I can't mold you the way I want you, no matter what it is. So you just about being your best you. I love communicating with people. I love interacting with people. You know, the older I've gotten, I've learned to live on vibration and energy. So you know, your energy will never lie to you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a vibration with people. You know, when people are around, you get to interact. You know, the job I do now at Batter and Berries, again, shout out Craig and Tanya. Thank y'all, Dr. Richardson. You know, as much as it's the same every day, it's different because they're different personalities and different people. And I get to interact with it. You know, I get to, that's a big part of me, something I enjoy. So it's kind of right in my skill set zone, you know, to interact with others, you know, listen to what they have to say, enjoy some of the stories.
Make
them
laugh.
In particular, it's a destination place. So yeah, I mean, I'm just being me. You know, this is kind of who I am. You know, I'm corny to the core. You know,
I don't know if you're corny, bro.
And I enjoy people a great deal.
I can't say you corny. I honestly can't say you corny.
That corn is life. I ain't afraid of it.
Corn ain't that good for you though.
But corn itself, correct. No, I really don't, man. You know what I mean? But corny, that's it, man.
So let me say. So look, Fred, tell the people what we hear. We hear some of the triumphs and the victories and what is. Tell us one thing that was really a struggle for you. Like you ain't gotta go deep. You go as deep as you want to.
Yeah.
But I just want people to understand. I want them to see the humanity in you.
Okay.
I want people to see the humanity in us. That no matter you see us on TV, you see us on the stage, you see us doing our thing, but there are things about us that people don't understand that we go through, and it's not always. I always say no one is immune to the trials and tribulations of life. That means that we all have our flaws, our ups and downs, and our mountains that we have to go over. What was something that had you at a point where you was like, damn?
That's a strong question, you know. So humanity, huh?
Yeah.
So we not monsters.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because you know, even though we can put on the mask, but every now and again we gotta take it off.
No, you know, life is life. You live and learn. You definitely want to learn from those things that you've experienced in life. And for me, you know, again, you know, I mentioned, you know, as I've gotten older, I've learned that, you know, my age or whatever is something you can't buy. You have to earn it.
Yeah.
And each and everything that kind of happens to you in life is an opportunity. You know what I mean? We often compare ourselves to others. We often look, man, you know, man, he faster than me, or man, I ain't slow as him. You know, and that's where we get caught, comparing ourselves to one another. But we're only running our own race.
Yes,
that's the bottom line. You know, I can only bite off what I can chew.
Right.
You know, I used to always hear it saying, you know, it's hard by the yard, but it's a cinch by the inch. You know, inch by inch, I can handle it here. In this zone, the inch zone, the yard might be a little harder for me. I'm reaching. You know, it might be a little difficult for me to reach, but if I just run my own race, you know, I believe the first rule of success is motion. And so if you got, you know, motion, it's your motion. It's the steps that you take, you know, baby steps or not comparing myself to anyone and, you know, paying attention to my goals as opposed to the obstacles. And I've had my ups and downs like anyone, but, you know, they've driven me. I'm grateful for them. I wouldn't change it for the world. You know what I mean? I'm human. You know what I mean? I've been married 3 times. I've been divorced 3 times. I've been to rehab. I done it all, man. It's whatever. I'm human. I'm me though, but the more than anything, I'm Frederick. You know, and we often run from that which is our biggest strength.
And that's my point, Fred. That's what I want people to see.
Yeah, it's our biggest strength is me. There is no other Frederick. Right. You know, I can have a twin. We might share DNA, but it's only one me.
That's it.
You know, so that's our strength. When we realize, you know, that we're the best. Who better to write our story than us? It kind of empowers you instead of feeling, you know, lost by or overpowered or, you know, less than. You know, but you know what? Embrace that. There's only one you, and go for it and get out how you live. You know what I'm saying? And help someone where you can. And for me, it's just gratitude and perspective. I'm able to stay grateful. You know what I mean?
And that's one thing I say, Fred. Listening to everything you said, when I speak and I do my takeaways, one of my takeaways is, don't compare your failures to other people's success. Because you are who you are. And you're going to get no's. And I always say, know your vitamin. What vitamins do? It's supposed to make you strong. The more you take, the stronger you get. The more you take, the more you build up your immune system. So you take those no's and you build on it and let it fester inside. And, you know, when you get strong, you explode.
Yeah, without question, man. It all makes you strong. You know, at the time we were doing Cat on the High Tin Roof back in Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken, I had a colostomy.
Yeah.
You know, I had a bag. You know what I mean? At that time, during that entire run of that play, I didn't have surgery until a year or so later from that. So you know, you live and learn and you recover. Yeah. You know what I mean? And again, you learn from it and stay grateful and go, man. And you know, that's been a big deal for me. And I, you know, to look back and see now, man, it is a pleasant thing. It is a beautiful thing. You know, it does fulfill me, or you know, give me energy, if you will.
That's what I love about you, brother. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to sit down and talk to you, because I want people to always understand and see that when you look at people and you see the shine, it's like a diamond. A diamond comes from a coal. It has to be broken down. It has to be what's it called? Polished and brushed, and then it comes out shining. But there's a process in this whole success journey. And you have to be willing to take that process. And sometimes it takes a little longer than you would want it to, but you just got to stay in it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So, man, I appreciate you, man. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet.
All right.
So, before you go, I just want to say one thing. So, my man Fred, he's been on Chicago PD. He just did a role on The Shy, which is going to be coming out. And
the third episode of the second season.
The third episode of season 2. When you see, what was your name in that?
Smitty.
Schmitty. Hey, when I tell you, when he told me what the role was, I said, they didn't even have to audition nobody for that.
Don't tell them, just let
it
happen.
I'm letting it happen.
Episode 3,
so you catch him. He's been on Chicago PD. He's been on everything. And you're going to see him on The Shot. Make sure you check out Smitty. It's going down. But my man, Frederico, I call him Frederico, Frederick Paul Williams, is doing this thing right here in Chicago and abroad. And that's what the goals are. But I'm going to bring you back, because we're going to finish this whole Greek discussion. I just wanted to get that one-on-one with you, brother. No, I appreciate
Thank you,
man.
man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, man. And, you know, thanks for letting me be on the Simeon Henderson
Come
show.
on, man.
And, you know, just keep doing what you're doing, man.
I
You know, I
appreciate
love your little get down too.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying?
Yes,
It's
sir.
inspiration.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes,
man,
sir.
love.
Appreciate it, babe. All right, everybody, Frederico. So we're gonna keep the show going, everybody. But first, I want to give a big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, out in Miami, Florida. He's the one that helped make this happen. And also to my man Earl, the other Winfrey. He is the owner of Intellectual Radio, and the studio is awesome. If you ever want to be on the radio, if you want to try to put your hat in it and see if you got it, come on down to intellectualradio.com and check out Earl and Wanda, and they'll hook you up and show you how to do it. Hey, you never know. You might have a voice that the people really want to hear. And I got to give a big shout out to my man Michael D. Ballard, Marcus Pfizer, my new guy, Jose Perez is on the team now. We're doing it big, and we're making things happen. And that's what it's about, pushing it to the next level and doing what you have to do. So we're going to move forward, and I'm going to bring in my next guest. This brother, I've been knowing him for some years now. We've worked together on every level, from him directing me to us acting together, and forget that, just plain being brothers. And I just want you to give it up for my man, Messiah Equiano. What's up, brother? How you feeling, man? What you been doing? You been eating the weights?
Yeah, man, been picking up them plates, bro.
He wasn't this big the last time I saw him,
I
y'all.
just did a couple push-ups over there, too. You know what I'm
That's how we do it. We
yeah.
get TV ready.
Yeah.
So, Messiah, man, my brother,
How much am I pay for?
I'm going to give you about 25 cents. No, get out of here. Hey. So, look, let me tell you something. I can hear that, guys. Whatever that is over there, I can hear that feedback. So, here we go. You know, it's live, so I had to let people know when I
Yeah,
get
now
it.
they want to do it when I get it.
Exactly. You can't hear that. Turn that down. But so Messiah Equiano, actor, director, producer, writer. What am I missing? Oh.
Stripper lead.
Yeah. Also, he started his clothing line. Me.
Yeah.
So he started me. So here we go, brother. Now, you and I, we've been through it together. I'm talking about from working together, pretty much crying together, listening to each other as brothers, giving advice and things like that. I wanna know. I remember when I first met you. It was at the Gene Siskel Theater. You remember that?
Yeah.
Man, this was like 12 years ago, maybe.
What?
About 12 years ago. Lil Simeon is 15.
Yeah, I'm still shorty then.
Yeah, you was. And you had did a movie, one of your first movies, and I met you, and I said, hey brother, one day we gonna work together.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was like, who is this young Abraham Lincoln looking like? And he took off his hat,
Oh,
he
you
looked
thought that was funny?
like the black Abe. No, but what made you want to start telling stories, Messiah?
I've been doing it forever, bro. I remember when I was 7, my first grade teacher, she gave us this writing assignment. And, you know, I went home, did it, turned it in the next day, and she called my mom. She was like, you know, man, we would really appreciate when we give the students their assignments, that the parents would allow the students to do them. My mom was like, what you talking about? And she couldn't believe, that lady couldn't believe that I wrote that story at 7 years old. So from then on, they put me in all these classes about, you know, just kind of cultivating my talent. And, you know, I come from my father's side is 13 of us, and my mother's side is just me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
You got a lot of brothers and sisters, brother.
but I grew up just me and my mom.
Right.
So, you know, I didn't have a brother or sister at the crib. So I created characters. I created people that I could talk to and would talk to each other. And that's really where it started. So I just started, you know, writing poetry and short stories, and kept a journal every day. You know, I got, you know, I still go back and look at my journal from 14, 15 years old. Wow. And then it just kind of, you know, went from there.
Man, and the cool thing is when you really see, when you hear stuff like that part, I didn't know. That part I didn't know. This is how you know we in tune with each other. How we're brothers for real. I remember, and you know, in my book I talk about how I couldn't read till I was in 6th grade. But the one thing I could do is I could memorize things, and I had a teacher that taught me how to memorize words. And then I started doing like little poems, but they would assist me, and I would learn them.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, I never knew that I wanted to ever be an actor or write a book or things like that. And then I listened to what you're saying, like that was in you, like you were doing that as a shorty.
But you know what? I didn't want to do it either. I didn't know I wanted to do it when I went to Clark Atlanta. It was my goal to be a sports writer because I love sports.
Right, right.
So I wanted to be, I forget his name. He used to write for the Tribune. Rob, he's a Chinese guy. Kawasaki or something like that. I wanted to be him. I wanted to be that guy that went to the Simeon and
Right.
Morgan Park
The games, yep.
and said who had the most points and
Right.
rebounds. So when I was in my junior year at Clark, my news writing professor, she used to give us these mock news assignments to write, let's say if it was a new Walmart opening or something. And I would write, it was a gloomy day in Chicago, the wind howled through the branches, and the birds, they were, doodling on people's cars, stuff like that. She was like, you can't write like that in news. It has to be straightforward and straight to the point. And so she was like, well, you should maybe take some electives. You should take a film writing class. And just coincidentally, fate would have it that the same guy that taught Spike Lee, Dr. Irv Eichelberg.
I met him with you.
I love him, man. Yeah.
I met him with you. Yeah.
He taught Spike Lee. He really turned Spike on. And Spike could tell you, even though he went to Morehouse, he took his film classes at Clark. So I took his class and I just fell in love with that thing, man. And I just really realized, like, now I can, when creating, when you write, I just fell in love with it. And then it just kind of started from there.
That's cool. So this is what you guys got to get about Messiah. So we're talking about him, the writer and director right now. We're going to get into the actor. He's done what a lot of writers and directors haven't been able to do. He's toured his plays. He's toured his shows. He does a Black History show. He did the Penis Monologues. We toured with these shows. I'm talking about different cities, different states. And not only that, your shows have been, your movies have played in festivals and things like that. And so all of this to say, this is what lets you know that your hard work is paying off because the world is getting to see it.
Yeah, man. And, I liken it to having a light on in a room, and nobody's in that room. I never wanted to be that. I always wanted to be a light that can be useful. Like, we have these lights on right now, and we're sitting here, and they're lighting, they're illuminating us, and that they're useful. So, to me, it makes essentially some people, don't get me wrong, some people are different type of artists. Like I bump into writers all the time that just want to get it out. And nobody may ever read it. It might just be for them just to express themselves, and that's fine too. But for me, I really wanted to create things that can be entertaining to people, sprinkling in with a message, some comedy or whatever it might be. But as Fred was stating earlier, like you were saying earlier, it's really what I've learned is that it's a craft. It's really a craft of writing, and I've learned a lot about myself to be disciplined enough. That's the thing. When the game is on, or people going to this party, or this is happening, that's happening, you gotta sit down and crank that thing out. Because people will say, "Oh, when's the next show?" And not knowing everything that goes into it as a writer or as a creator to really sit down and create things.
And if you guys are listening, you heard Fred, and now you're hearing Messiah. But there's something that's coming out of them that I don't want you to miss. It's called influence, right? If you listen to them, and I want to ask you, what's your influence on people? What are you influencing in people? What are they taking away from what you're saying, whether it's via social media or you're writing or you're putting out a story? What's the influence that you're having on people? And the influence that you've had on people, Messiah, is one of education, one of knowledge, and caring, laughter. Even when you do a show that's comedic, there's a story there. So what I'm saying is, what are you imparting in the people? I'm talking to you out there. What are you imparting in the people when you just decide to go on Instagram or Facebook and go on a rant about something that makes no sense, that's not going to help anybody, but it's going to tear people down? And this is what we have to think about when we're putting stuff out. And that's what I like about what you're doing. That's the whole purpose of the show, giving a voice to the people. That voice is to help people and educate people on what we should, you heard me, what we should be doing.
Yeah, I liken it to one of my heroes in this thing, Velvet Van Peebles.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody was asking him about his film, and he said, well, he likened it to creating or making dinner. He was like, man, I'll make dinner for myself, and I'm gonna love it. Now, if you come over and you eat some, and you say, oh, man, this cornbread or this whatever is good too, and that's even better. And that's how, I create, through the grace of God, what particularly I might want to see. But I think I'm a funny dude. So if I laugh at something, I think 9 times out of 10
Somebody
other
else
people,
will laugh.
yeah, and that's not necessarily being cocky, but it's just I think we have as creatives and as performers, we have a fine line between being cocky and also being humble.
Right.
Being right in the middle of, okay, I gotta do this and deliver
Right.
this in a manner that people get it, but not at the same time not being arrogant. But what I really go, what got me with it was, first of all, when I did my first play, people were, that's what really caught me.
What was your first play?
My first play was is a play called Dreams Deferred. It touched on essentially what violence means. So as an example, let's say you take a little girl who's killed, in Chicago or any city, anywhere in the world, whether it be through a terroristic tragedy or gangsters shooting at each other, or police, whatever it might be. What could that person had achieved had they lived? Right. And that's what Dreams Deferred touches on. It was all about. That's how it starts. It starts as an idea, like, what could that little girl that wanted to be a doctor? What if she would have cured? Came up with the cure for cancer, the cure for AIDS. So hopefully the next person that's looking to pull that trigger is like, man, let me not pull this trigger because this person that I'm about to shoot might actually help save a person's mom or save an uncle or something. And Chicago, it came out. It was a packed house that night.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and just a tremendous blessing. But that's where it comes from. Just wanting to do something that's bigger than myself, and do it. I don't fear anything on this earth, but if I did have a fear, it used to be, taking my last breaths in this earth or on this plane of existence, and then thinking to myself, damn, man, I didn't do it. I didn't go after what I truly wanted. What if I would have done it? What if? And just having the mentality of, I'm gonna leave it all in the world right now. That's just the mentality I have. I don't say no to myself. I go full speed. I learn as I go. And it's been helpful for me moving ahead, or in my career.
You guys getting this? So, I think I'm listening to what you're saying, and I think a lot of people. So what you're saying is you don't want to take your ideas and your talents and you don't want to take that to the grave with you. You want to leave a legacy, a lasting impression. You want to make a difference, and I think a lot of people have to understand that you don't have to be on TV to make a difference. You don't have to be in the limelight to make a difference. It can be just as simple as you making a difference in the kids' lives that you touch, your kids, the kids around you. And people have to understand that your dreams are your dreams. Your passion is your passion. And if that's what you're going for and that's what you endeavor to do, then I'm gonna support that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And a lot of us don't know how to just support each other. And people don't understand that this isn't easy.
Yeah, I think, it's I used to call it, I know that guy, or I know that girl syndrome, where, you could be just as great as any dope actor out there, but because people know y'all, that's just syndrome.
Yeah, we used to always talk about
real.
That. Yeah,
like,
for real.
And people.
When I moved to California, I was in Cali literally for 3 weeks before I became SAG. And it's people that's been out there for years trying to get SAG and all this. I got out there to work. When I came back home, I was doing interviews. I did my first national commercial with Rocco. We did the Chrysler Aspen commercial. National, it was dope. And people started saying, yeah, that's Simeon from LA. And I'm like, what? Like, they literally started saying I was from LA. In Chicago, my city. But I didn't get props in my city until I went to LA and made a little bit of a name for myself. But I would correct people. And I'm like, no, I'm from Chicago, went to LA. Right. But what I'm saying is that we have to stay true to who we are, and we have to make people take note and tell them stuff like that. Hey, why you want my ticket free when you'll go to Tyler Perry's joint and pay $80, but you won't pay $20 to come see me, and you say you support me,
and it'd be just as good, or even better. I mean, perhaps.
You're right. Well, you're right, and that's not a knock on anybody's side. It's not a knock. But what he's saying is that this show is going to be just as good as any show that you've seen. Give it a chance.
Yeah, I'm never gonna say that my stuff is better or worse than anybody. I know what it is. And my passion comes from, I have this talent, I have this gift that, I've been blessed enough to cultivate over the years. So, that's my gift back to God, to use it, to give. It touches my heart when people after a show say, oh man, this was, my brother passed away, man. This was just what I needed at this moment. Hey, me and my wife, we going through some things, and the Venus monologues help me understand her more, help her understand me more. That's when the art becomes bigger than you.
Or made her mad.
Yeah, or whatever it might be. It creates, like people say, man, we still talk, Wanda was just talking about a play we did, Love's Hangover.
Yeah, oh man.
6 years ago. People remember those moments. And I was on Instagram one time, this woman, she was telling happy birthday to her friend. She was like, yeah, girl, we've been through it all together, Jamaica and this and the penis monologues. Like we are a part of their history.
Yes,
that means a lot to me, and just hopefully we can just continue to grow and grow. And I know from myself, it isn't just about the writing, but also like I've been outside in weather like this, passing out them flyers, passing out them flyers, 20,000 flyers. Like man, these people gotta show up. And then it used to hurt my heart walking back to the car, flyers on the ground, man, But I think it really built character.
Yes.
It just built me like, no, keep going, stay at it. And I have, just a huge amount of confidence right now.
So before we wrap this up, let's say this, so we know who you are as the actor, the writer, director now. The writer and director, and what drives you. So now I want to give you some big shouts, because now you were just on Chicago PD. Were you on that twice?
No, once.
You once. You on Chicago PD. Dope scene with Royce Hawkins. Plays Atwater on Chicago PD. What was your name on there? Marky. He was Marky. He looked kind of tough on TV. I was like, man, Messiah don't get his old soft ass out of here.
He called somebody soft.
I can't talk because they beat me up in the cage. So it's cool. I got paid for it. Look, the first episode I was in, I got hit in the head by the girl. Yeah. And that's all. That keep making me sick. I was in the whole episode.
That's all they talk about.
Lions, all they talking about is when old girl hit me in the back of the head with the candlestick.
Yeah. Well, it's a girl.
Exactly. Yeah, it's cool. So, Saya, man, big ups to everything you're doing, brother. I'm glad you came out. We were supposed to have you out when I first started doing the show. You couldn't make it, and I was like, Messiah was like, so what, you ain't gonna have me on the show now? I said, yeah, I'm gonna have you on, brother. But I'm glad you came out, man. I love what you're doing. Can't wait for us to work together again. And I just want to encourage you to keep pumping out those projects, man, that's helping people. Like when you do the history lesson, and you go to the churches and do it for the schools and things like that. You're building up these young people, because a lot of them don't know about Imhotep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shirley Chisholm.
I'll never forget, man, I was walking on 55th one day, man, and I saw a group of, African-American males, they was behind me. So I just hear him calling out, so I'm like, oh, here we go. I think I laced up my boots, like, man, I'm about to scrap these moms or whatever. And they like, ooh. I turn around, they like, man, Imhotep, what's up, man? They like, man, we came to your play with our school. And man, I was like, wow. And they were, they might have been, yeah, we came to play a couple years ago. I'm like, wow, these guys remember me portraying Imhotep, as the first architect, engineer, and physician in history, as opposed to knowing me as and I'm not knocking anybody, but I'd rather be known for being Imhotep as opposed to the neighborhood drug dealer.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And they remembered that. And so that showed me like, wow, we can reach them if we actually, put the work in. So.
All right, man. I appreciate you, Messiah. So, hey, I hope you all got a lot from Fred and Messiah about who they are, and you'll be able to see the interviews separately up on the YouTube channel, because I'm going to put them both up, and we're going to get into the last segment of the day. We're going to talk about Greek life. So I told you guys the Q's are invading the Simeon Anderson show. We're going to have some fun. We're going to end it, and we want you guys to really understand what this Greek life is about, because there's a lot of speculations. People that's not in Greek life, they talk about what they think and what they think they know, but we're going to tell you some real and what it's really about. So I'm bringing my man Fred back in. Fred, come on in. Let's make some room. I don't know if we got enough room for all these big fellas. Just slide over a little bit. Yeah, that way a little bit. There you go. Hey, man, somebody hand me my jacket. Somebody hand me my jacket real quick.
Oh,
so, hey, everybody watching, you're watching the Simeon Henderson show, where we're giving a voice to the people. And our goal is to teach you guys something. I just want to show y'all this. Where we at? Where we at? Wait, I ain't gonna show y'all what year I crossed because y'all gonna know how old I am. We got that blue fire in the house. No, but I'm sitting up here with my brothers. My brothers accused. And this is what y'all don't understand. I remember being in college, right? And the bros used to scrap. Like sometimes it would be but one with me,
okay.
with me, the Qs and the Sigmas, we never really fought. With me, we never really fought. And you know, Big Tommy,
Mm-hmm.
Big Tommy is my homie. I never forget this. We was at Chicago State, and the bros got into it, right? And I'm always trying to be the peacemaker. Me and Tommy came face to face with each other. It was like, oh man, you know, but it was love. But you know, whether you're a Q dog, an alpha, or a Kappa, you know, shout out to the Panhell, the real Panhell. Did I say that? Yeah, I did. To the Elite Eight. Look, Divine Nine, the Divine Nine. Shout out to everybody, all the sorority sisters, all the fraternity brothers. Shout out to y'all. But what we want to talk about, guys, is I wanted people to understand when I said there's a lot of Greeks that I know that are very successful. And one of the reasons I think is because that hard work ethic that we learn, that perseverance, that you know, that time management and all of those things. I think those things play a real big part in the character building of us as men.
He definitely has a big part of my life to this day right now. You know, it's quite a strong brotherhood. It's given me the opportunity to meet a lot of brothers, man, very positive in my life.
Yeah.
I've had positive influences that I've learned from, you know, and you know, people look at it a certain way. They see the parties, you know, the wilding or whatever it is, you know, all of it, you know, whatever is portrayed on television, all that kind of stuff. But moreover, man, it's about, man, you know, service and community.
There it is.
You know, it's about helping others. It's about being out in the community, helping others less fortunate than you.
Mm-hmm.
And the process, you know, you kind of go through this change over the years. You know, it's been some time for me, the fraternity. I pledged by myself.
Me too.
You know, a lot
Captain
of
Anchor, baby.
Yeah, without question. And, you know, it built a great deal of character, you know, for me. You know, I learned a lot. It's about breaking you down and build you up, you know, whatever you want to do it. You know, no one's out to hurt you. You know what I mean? It's just about, man, you know, people work for what it is that you got. Yeah. And, you know, hopefully, you know, you're able to maintain today. I have some friendships that, you know, I have, you know, as long as I'm here, that have, you know, forged my life, man. You know, my chapter bros and, you know, and others, you know, in and out of fraternity. One of my best friends is a new who coincidentally pledged by himself as well. You know what I mean? But it's been a positive thing in my life. You know, I've gotten a great deal from, you know, my fraternity.
And one of the other positive things about being in the frat is you get some wine, women, and neck bones. So, hey, so we gonna keep it going. Messiah, Messiah, what was Greek life? Well, no, we ain't gonna say what was Greek life for him because we want to hear some of them stories.
Man.
How has it influenced you, brother?
Man, I mean, kind of touching on what Fred just said, you know, building relationships, I mean, like I said, I didn't grow up with brothers and sisters. I didn't grow up with brothers in my household. So, you know, this gave me another, I guess, fleet of brothers, you know, that shared similar experiences to myself. I will also say, I mean, you know, going down to Atlanta, when I went to Clark Atlanta, I played at Clark Atlanta as Beta Psi. It was really my first brush with humility, having to be humble. You know, I was coming from the crib, coming from Chicago, thinking that I knew it all, thinking that I ran everything. And, you know, it was really the first time that I had to really humble myself and learn from others and really just understand what something else besides myself meant. But it's been a humongous, you mentioned a lot of things about time management, about camaraderie, about teamwork, also, you know, bringing out the leadership skills within yourself. Building your network, it just taught me, you know, staying cool under any kind of pressure, no matter what it is, and actually even performing. Our probate, when we came out as bros, it was 4 of us, and I was the Trey, and I was the show dog. I mean, we had the whole school out there. So, I mean, you were tired and had to do all of these things, but that was really like, I guess, my first true performance. And then, you know, coincidentally, I was a couple years later on stages performing. But I think that was really a a good testing ground for me. No matter what, I've taken it with me, like keeping my head about me. You know, even I mean, even those poems.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I remember those things. They help me to this day for sure.
And I think the cool thing is that people always say, when you talk, you mentioned humility and being humble. People would always say, man, I ain't joining no frat. Ain't nobody putting their hands on me. Ain't nobody telling me what to do. And it's not about that. It's about being able to come under authority and being able to be humble in order to accomplish a goal. And it was a lot of mind games, right? I never forget this. Bro told me, he said, walk on your hands, right? And my first thought was, and I'm not about to be walking upside down on my hands. And I thought about it. Just like that, Fred, Messiah, I stood up, I put my hands under my feet, and I started walking. They was like, all right. But you gotta, but it's about a brotherhood, and bros respect you using your mind and coming up with something clever until you walk up that wall. You know what I'm saying? You take your hands and walk up the wall. You know what I'm saying? But I just want people to understand that when you, it's not always the negative that you think it is, because it's really a humbling and learning experience, pledging a frat or a sorority, and then also it builds character and it creates relationships that can help you in the future.
Yeah, you know, the pledge process is just what it is. You know, it's sort of the onset of the beginning of your journey,
Right.
so to speak. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's the fraternity, you know, whether it's a Greek letter organization, masonry,
Yeah.
fraternity, you know, any brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know, and that didn't make me.
Right.
Fraternity didn't make me. You know, it didn't make me a better person. It didn't make me, you know, any different. You make the fraternity. You know, you or whatever organization you're a part of. It's you bringing your best you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's you coming in for a bigger purpose and being able to work with others, man, for a common goal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a big part of it. People think, you know, man, that it makes you or people, you know, no, you make it. You know, anything that you're a part of that, you know, you deem to be bigger than you or your family or whatever, you know, you sort of mistaken.
Right.
You know, you're probably coming at it from the wrong angle.
There it is. There it is. And that's one of the things I just wanted to get out. I really wanted people, because I can say all I want to, but then, you know, they say two or more people establish a thing. You know, you got three brothers sitting up here that have the experience in this world of fraternities and Greek life, and not only that, in this experience called life. And we're telling you our experiences, and if you listen, they all coincide with each other. It's different people telling the story, but the stories are relatable, and a lot of them sound the same. And that's what I wanted to portray to the people and get them to understand, Fred and Messiah, is that, and I think I was talking to a group of kids, and they were asking me, what are the advantages? Why should I pledge a frat? And I told them that it'll help you.
Well, you know, I guess for me, one of the biggest things is knowing that I can go anywhere in the world,
Mhm.
in the entire world, and have a friend, and that matters. You know, that's a big part of it.
To touch on that, I remember when I first started going to the American Black Film Festival. I mean, I didn't have any money, but I just wanted to be in the midst.
Right.
You know, this was back in Miami, and I
Mhm.
said, man, I'm gonna just throw a frat shirt on and see what happens.
Yeah.
And Sundog, man, I love you forever. I'll never forget it, from Detroit. I got to the airport, I landed in Miami, I had on a frat shirt, and I didn't have any money for a hotel. All I really had money for food was for food. And I ended up bumping into this bro. He was down there for the festival. Oh man, dog, you stay with us. And, man, I mean, I'm talking about like took care of me like I was a brother for
That's
real.
it.
I mean, we just, you know, I gave here, he gave there. I mean, and we made it work, and we had a blast the whole weekend. But it was like I known him
Yeah.
for years, you know.
Yeah.
But I was just meeting him. So like he said, you know, the network, and you can go literally anywhere in the world. And if there's good brothers around, you know, y'all connect.
And I don't want you to miss this teachable moment. That's the beauty of our people. That's the beauty of our people. We come together and we're strong. We connect and we're powerful, right?
Indeed.
We communicate and we can take over. And that's what I want you to get. There's no knock against anybody else, but I'm talking about brown men that you're seeing right now and listening to what we're saying. When you come together, you become powerful. These brothers took time out of their Thursday night to come to my show, and I know you guys are getting something from it, and I appreciate them. And what we have to do is understand that there's power in unity. And that's what I want people to get from this tonight. I want them to see the success that you guys have had. And listening to what you're saying, you guys had somebody along the way that supported you, that either taught you or gave you some advice or pushed you to be a better you, whether it was a teacher, an acting teacher, or a boss or a coach. We had somebody that helped to mold us into becoming the men that we are today.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out first and foremost to Almighty God and also my parents, man. I mean, you know, I've had the best parents in the world, my mom and my dad, and also the city of Chicago. You know, you all supported every production I've done. And I know with Tyler Perry, people, I got a couple buddies, they call me Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry, nobody showed up. You know, for the first 8 years, but the city of Chicago has come out. You know, and every show I've ever done, and practically just about every show has been sold out. So, much love to the city of Chicago for real, and the people.
Fred, you want to leave the people with something?
All right.
So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Simeon Henderson show today. Like I said, it's giving a voice to the people. Right now, the people are sitting right in front of you, and they're giving you their voice, giving you some words of encouragement, some words of inspiration, and some words of motivation to let you understand who you are and whose you are. We're all men of faith. Everybody has to have a measure of faith. So, because they say, and people always say, well, I'm not religious, whatever. What is the definition of faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Think about that time when you asked your parent for a pair of pants, a pair of shoes, or a bike, or whatever have you, and they said, I can't get it right now, Fred, but I'm going to get it. That's all you needed to hear. You held on to that. You couldn't see it, you couldn't touch it, but daddy or mommy or grandma said, I'm going to get it. And when you got it, whether it was a week later or a year later, you were just as happy. That's what you call faith. And you have to walk by faith and not by sight. Like I always say, be symbolic, simply your best. Being deeply rooted stimulates growth. I want to thank all of the people watching. Continue to watch, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure you follow my man Messiah. How can they follow you on social media?
Messiah Equiano, Equiano, Messiah Equiano.
Fred?
On Facebook, it's my full name, Frederick Paul Williams, and on Instagram, it's FM4, peace and love.
And if you're not doing nothing during the week, on the weekend, go down to Batter and Berries and check out. Food is phenomenal. My favorite, the lemon French toast. I'm just saying. And guys,
I'm up there too.
oh yeah, Messiah's up there too. I walk in, Messiah walk around, say, what you doing here? The Q's was in the house, making good food. All right. So guys, remember, like I always say, Philippians 4:13, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Never give up. Remember to stay faithful and focused, consistent and committed, and you too will win. Big ups to my executive producer, Jamani and Amdi, my team. I love you guys. Thank you for showing up and showing out. Let's get it. The Simeon Henderson Show. Oh, and don't let me forget, New Year's Eve, I'm doing a New Year's Eve show at Art Gallery, 345 Art Gallery. That's 345 North Kedzie. It's going down. We have music. We got entertainment. We have food, live champagne toast, DJ, everything is going down. Make sure you check it out on my page. I appreciate you guys and love you. One love. Peace.
Peace and love.
Go on. Man, thanks, brother. Appreciate y'all. We gotta take a couple pictures, and then y'all gotta do a hit for me. We're gonna